Okay, we're back from our shoot, and now what I want to do is go into the gallery and scroll down here to the bottom, and I'm going to choose a video that was shot while the camera was in a static position. To be clear, what I'm referring to in a static position is that we have the camera sitting on a little monopod, and the camera does not move during the shoot. So this is what we refer to as a static camera position. I do want to point out that this little icon up here at the top with the moon on it, which is the horizon correction, although the camera's not moving, it is a nice one to select because when we're in none and then we hit the horizon correction, you see there's a little bit of an adjustment that happens to the video. It's because my camera was not completely level when it was when I was shooting. So here's a great opportunity for me to make sure that it is the horizon is corrected right at the very beginning. So now what I'm going to do is just grab that little white bar down at the bottom with my thumb, and I'm going to drag it over to the far right. And if you look, you'll see the little numbers above the video go back to 00, which is the start of the video. Now, the first thing I want to do when I decide to edit a video from really any position is I'm going to go into Director's Cut, and I'm going to decide what aspect ratio I want this video to be in. So that's what we're going to use the crop tool for. So I'm going to go ahead and choose crop. And let's go ahead this time and make a video that is vertical. This is a great video application for something like Instagram stories or Facebook stories that really favor that vertical video format. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then I'm going to choose the little button that's facing over to the right, and that is going to take me back to the main edit menu of the Director's Cut. So the first thing what we need to do when we get started is we're going to grab this very top icon on the right-hand side called Set Start. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Set Start, and then I have the option to decide a zoom level. So in this case, let's go ahead and start with a fairly wide zoom so we get the whole waterfall in there. And then I'm just going to hit the little check mark to say, yep, that's my starting point. All right, so now if I just go ahead and touch the screen, what you're going to see is the video start to play. And I'm going to go ahead and let the video play for, I don't know, let's bring it up to about 5 seconds, which is about where we're at right now. And now at this point, what I want to do is I want to start to make some camera movements. But before I make any camera movements, I want that first 5 seconds to remain the way that it was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press down on the screen gently, and this is going to give me the option to what's called look here. So I'm just going to center my field of view, and I'm going to go ahead and push the little thumbtack that says look here. So now if I go back to the very beginning of this video and I hit play, you'll see that the camera is basically staying stationary all the way through that first red dot on there, which is called a keyframe. All right, so from that first keyframe on for the next 5 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and let the video continue to play. But when I get to this point, so I'm 10 seconds into the video, I actually want to have a very different field of view. So what I want to do in this case is I'm going to say, hey, I want to take a look at the lovely hotel that's behind us over here. This happens to be the Hard Rock Hotel in Hollywood, Florida, the Seminole. So now I'm going to go ahead and change my field of view. I'm going to change my crop a little bit, get a little bit wider field of view. And when I touch the screen, it's going to ask me what I want to do. And I'm going to say, hey, I want to look here. So just kind of align the video the way you want to be and push that little thumbtack icon. And now we've got our second point of view in there. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and keep playing. But let's say I want to get a little bit artistic at this point. So I'm at 13 seconds. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and zoom way out and make this look much more like an art piece than anything else. And I'm going to say, press it here a little bit so I get a look here. I do have the option to change my zoom over here on the far right-hand side. So I'm going to zoom out even further, and I'm going to pan up a little bit. Now, the way I'm panning up is just touching the screen with my finger and rotating the video around. So this is all up to you on how you want your video to look, but I'm going to go ahead and say I want it to look right there. So I'm going to say look here. And now I'm going to go ahead and just hit play again, and I'm only going to go forward for about 2 seconds. But what I want to do in those 2 seconds is go from a very wide field of view. I want to go back over here to my waterfall, and I want to zoom way in down here on my waterfall down low. and I'm going to tell it here I want to set my endpoint. And I have the option to, again, drag the zoom however I want to do it. In fact, I want to zoom in really, really tight and go for the complete artistic look. All right, so now we've added what are called keyframes across our video. I'm going to just drag the scrub bar all the way back over to the right-hand side, and I'm going to touch the screen, and I'm going to let this start to play. So now I'm locked up behind the waterfall itself. I then go for a 5-second rotation to move around to see what the rest of the hotel looks like. I then zoom out, and then I'm going to do a quick little snap all the way down into the waterfall itself. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is because I know when I post that onto Instagram stories, that's the loop that's going to continually play. All right, so super easy to script out how you want your videos to appear. I'm going to go ahead and touch the screen again right now to go on to additional options. At this point, if I'm happy with everything, I'm going to just hit the edit button. The edit button is going to give me some additional options. Now, I'm going to go into some of these additional options later on, but just real quickly, I can get into here. I can do special effects. I could put in filters. I can make adjustments. We'll get into all of those in some future videos. So for now, all I want to do is hit finish. When I hit finish, it's going to ask me what I want to do, and I'm going to say save my video to the camera roll. And then I'm going to go ahead and say render. It does give you a warning. It might take a minute to do it. And now I've taken that full 360-degree video and I've scripted out a video that I want to use for Instagram. And it's going to save it directly to my camera roll. So if I go into my photos in my camera roll and I open up the video, this is the video that we just created. Now, the great thing about this video is I can now pull this very easily into Instagram or Facebook, or in this case, any video format that has this vertical. I could add titles, I can do voiceover, all kinds of other great things now that I've got the video made. All right, so that's a quick little look on how to make a 360-degree video from a static camera position.